If you're able to recollect, what is the discussion happened in the last session? In the last session, we are trying to understand some more detailed about macros. Will you agree? In the last session, we are trying to understand some more detailed about the macros. We are trying to understand the difference between macros and type def. We are trying to understand the difference between the macros and type def. Before, please wait. We'll discuss once again those things. Before, please wait. And so I need to ask you before starting with the today's session, some question and answer kind of things I need to ask you. Please try to think and answer it. Type def is used to communicate with a translator unit. Yes or no? Type def is used to communicate with a translator unit. Yes or no? Yes. Type def is only applicable to the data types. Yes or no? Type def is only applicable to the data types. Yes or no? Yes. Answer is yes. In type def, replacement happens. Yes or no? In a type def, replacement happens. Yes or no? Answer is no. There is no replacement happens in a type def. In hash define, replacement happens. Yes or no? Answer is yes. Hash define can be used for constant, keywords, data types, or anything, symbols. Is it? Yes or no? Yes. If one particular place, if preprocessor replaces that particular macro, will it once again replaces? Again, in one particular place, if preprocessor replaces that macro, will it replaces once again in the same place? Answer is no. We need to define a macro only outside of the function. Yes or no? We need to define a macro only outside of the function. Yes or no? Answer is no. Anywhere you can define it. We can declare anywhere. Yes. When I write hash define int char, if I write hash define, just a minute, I'll write it here. Just give me 1 minute of time. Hash define int char. Char is replaced with int. Yes or no? Char is replaced with int. Yes or no? Has defined int char. Char is replaced with int. Answer is no. Int is replaced with char. Char is not replaced with int. Int is replaced with a char. Okay. Next. cc-e p1.c-o p1.i. This is the preprocessor command. Correct or not? Yes or no? So that we can check .i file. In the .i file, we can see what happened, what the preprocessor did. Yes. Now before, I think, is that clear? Before, is it before ID or what is the ID? You need to open the p1.i and you need to check. You need to open that p1.i and you need to cross check what is there. In a last session, if I open the just 1 minute. In a last session, we are trying to understand macros with arguments, right? Which is looking like a functions. macros with argument, which is looking like a function. So if the task is smaller, go for the macros, yes or no? If the task is smaller, go for the macros, yes or no? Answer is yes. What is the reason? Why? Because in a macros, a replacement happens. So there is no stack frame creation. There is no return address pushed into the stack. There is no formal arguments memory. So in that type of situations, instead of designing the functions, designing the macros is a better choice. Define a macros with capital letters. Yes or no? Define a macro with capital letters. Yes. Can we define a macros with small letter also? Answer is yes. But whenever we saw something in a small letter in a C program, we need to understand that may be the variable or that may be the function. But when we define a macro, when we define something in the capital letter, that is we need to change our mindset as a macro. Now here, what is the need of this grouping? If you don't group this, will you agree? In this case, we are getting the proper result. But in this case, we are not getting the proper result for functions and for macros. So this grouping is mandatory here. Will you agree? Today also we need to discuss such kind of things. Today, let's start with we need to define a macro for swapping of two numbers. Define a macro swapping of two numbers. Again, I need to ask you one thing. If you are unable to noted the point and noted the program, and if you are unable to concentrate it, so what is your choice? No need to maintain the notes. The programs I will upload in the LMS. Yes or no? Will you agree? If you are unable to do a multitasking, if you feel that is very difficult to concentrate as well as write it in the notes, I told you these programs I will upload in the LMS. Just concentrate on the concept what I am discussing. Okay. Is the task is clear? Define a macro for swapping of two numbers. We need to define one macro for swapping of two numbers. Will you agree, for swapping of two numbers, we discussed so many methods. One of the simple method is taking a temporary variable. One of the simple method is taking a temporary variable. Don't copy this program, first observe it. With this example, we need to discuss so many properties, so many points about the macros. So what is the macro name here? What is the name of the macro? Capital SWAP, swap. How many arguments we are passing to this macro? Two arguments. What is the data type of this? What is the data type of this? Macro arguments doesn't have any data type. You should not say can't say. So we need to say macro arguments doesn't have a data type. Because those are not a variables. Those are some symbols. Will you agree? Those are not a variables. Those are some symbols. For them, there is no memory is going to be allocated. Int t slash T is equals to A slash A is equals to B slash B is equals to T. One important point here, if you want to design multi-line macro, for every line you need to put a slash. All of you are observing this slash, type 1 in the chat box. That slash indicates you are informing to the preprocessor the next line is also a macro body. Listen the statement very carefully. You are informing to the preprocessor that next line is also macro body. Now here slash, this line is also macro body. Here slash, this line is also macro body. All of you are observing at last I didn't kept any slash here. Last I didn't kept any slash here. Means, can I say macro body is ended here? Macro body, this is the entire portion is a macro body. This entire portion is a macro body. So I hope you got one point here. If you want to write multi-line macros, for every line at the end, try to put a slash so that the next line become a body of it. Okay. If okay, type 2. Of void main. Int I is equals to 10, j is equals to 20, printf before swap I is equals to %d, j is equals to %d slash n I comma j swap I comma j printf after swap I is equals to %d, j is equals to %d slash n I comma j. Line number 13 is what? Function call or macro call? A or B? Line number 13 is a function call or macro call? Will you agree it is a macro call? After the preprocessor, can you imagine how this line number 13 looks like? I'll write it in the pen tab here. After the preprocessor, line number 13 looks like int t. T is equals to A means I, B means J, T is equals to I is equals to J, J is equals to T. If you want, you can check the preprocessor command, you can check it out before getting the point. Okay. Now let's see. Let me compile the code and let me check it out. Is the numbers get swapped or not? Okay. Observe before and after printed. The numbers are swapped. Numbers are swapped. Yes. Now one issue is there. Again, don't copy this. There are so many points we need to learn here with this. We need to understand here with this. Now my question is, can I call multiple times one function in one function? In a main, can I call printf multiple times? Now here, line number 13, line number 16. Line number 13 and line number 16. We are calling the macro multiple times. Will you agree? We are calling the macro multiple times. Now let's see here, the issue is error. Observe the error. What is it? T is redeclaration of T, means multiple times T is declared. Why? Very simple. Very simple. Try to imagine after the preprocessor what is here and what is here. Can I say here also int T will be there? Here also int T will be there. So in one block, with respect to storage classes, and think and tell me, in one block we can declare two variables with the same name in one block? No. So whatever the macro I defined here, can I say this macro is limited to call this within one function only one time? Within one function only one time we can call? Will you agree? I can't call multiple times here. Within one function, I can't call multiple times because after the preprocessor, in line number 13, int T will be there. In line number 16 also int T will be there. Line number 13 int T and line number 16 also int T. All of you are getting the point. Type T in the chat box. A, B, C, D, F, T. Okay. So the solution is, observe the in such type of macros design, the solution is put this bracket. Getting the point? All of you are observing this? Open and close brackets. Now let's see. No error. Now can you imagine what happens after the preprocessor here? Just I'll write it. Give me 1 minute. Can you tell me after the preprocessor what happens here? This open brackets, this close brackets, int T is equals to I is equals to J is equals to T. Now here also one more open and close brackets. My question is, in a two different blocks, can I declare same variables? This is one point you need to be very careful when you are designing the macro. In the macro body, if you are declaring the variable, again, try to understand. This is one of the very important point when you are designing the macro, and in a macro body, if you are declaring a variable, so this is, you need to be take care. Is that point is clear? If this point is clear, type C in the chat box. Okay. Second point is, whatever the macro I designed here, will it work for the floats? Because in the last session I told you macros are generic functions. Is this macros work for the float also? Answer is no. Why? Because int T will be there. Why? Because int T will be there. If you agree with this statement, type T in the chat box. This macro works for only for integers. This will not work for a float because the temporary variable is entity. Because the temporary variable is entity. So to make it generic, I need to modify this macro. To make it generic, I need to modify this macro. Observe. One more argument I need to pass. To make it generic, I need to modify this macro. One more argument I need to pass. Float f1 is equals to 22.5, f2 is equals to 33.5, printf before swap f1 is equals to percentile d, f2 is equals to percentile d slash n, f1 comma f2. Call the swap f1 f2. Now what I need to pass? Third argument. Which type of data you want to swap here? What I need to pass third argument? Float yy dd after swap. I need to use which format specifier? Percentile f, right? Okay. Now here one more argument I need to type T. Now try to understand what happens after the preprocessor for line number 14. Which is mapped with what? I is mapped with A, J is mapped with B, int is mapped with type. Now can you imagine what is a macro body? Open brackets. Will you agree? This open brackets. Type T. Type means here with respect to line number 14. Type means with respect to line number 14. Int T. T is equals to A. A means with line number 14. A means I. I is equals to J. J is equals to T. Close brackets. Will you agree? Similarly, for float also what happens? Can you tell me? Float T. T is equals to F1. F1 is equals to F2. F2 is equals to T. Close brackets. All of you are getting this point. So can I say this becomes more generic now? This becomes more generic now. R3 is asking, can we remove the brackets because we can pass different types of data? So R3, sorry, if you remove these brackets here in the definition, int T float T, can you tell me with same variable name with two different types we can declare R3? With same name int I float I, can I declare in one block? No. R3, I'm waiting for your answer. Answer is no, you cannot. Variable's name should be different. So in that case again generates an error. R3. Got the point. Anybody else is having any doubt? Please raise your hand with respect to this particular example. Very important. With this macro, what we learn? What are the important points? Can you tell me? With this macro, what are the important points? First point, how to write multi-line macro. How to write multi-line macro. Second point, when you are declaring a variable in a macro body, better put open and close brackets. Why? Because if multiple times same macro is called in one function, it is an error. Multiple times same macro is called in one function, it is an error. Will you agree? Third important point is this data type passing. If you want to make this macro should be a generic, if you want to make this macro should be generic, pass the data type so that according to that type the temporary variable is declared here. Yeah, now I'm going to wait for, can we do the macro operations on strings, arrays, whatever the things you can write it. But in such type of cases, don't go for a macro, go for a function. A16, whatever the things we can do it, but don't go for a macros in that such type of case, because strings operations and array operations may be a larger task. Don't go for designing the macros. Before, can repeat why we can't use macro multiple times. Before, please just raise your hand so that I'll ask some questions. So on the basis of that, we'll discuss it. Yeah. What's your question?
Sir, can you just repeat why we can't use macros multiple times?
I'm not saying we can't use multiple times.
In the
If
same
you
function.
don't put this open and close brackets,
Yes, sir.
now what happens here? In this macro body also, int t will be there. Now here also, float t will be there. So within one function, you can't declare two variables with the same name.
Yes, sir.
That is the reason you need to put this open and close brackets.
No, sir, not this one, sir. You told we can't use in a function, we can't define or use the same macros multiple times.
I didn't told like that. I told like this only.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
You, if try to understand, in a macro body, if any variables are there, in a macro body, if any variables are there, declaring the variables, if you don't put this open and close brackets, you can't call two times in one function, because
same variable name.
Yes. So K2 is asking one question: could you open a .i file for this code? Yes, we'll open the .i file. What is there inside? K2, if your doubt is clear, you can mute yourself. cc-e 17_1.c-o 1.i vi 1.i. Observe here, open and close brackets, K2, getting the point. Open and close brackets. Got the point? If no doubt, type n. We need to see the end of, we need to see in end, so the replacement. Yes, at the end only we need to see. Next discussion, define a macro. We'll write the statement only. Define a macro for finding the biggest of two numbers. G5 is asking, sir, can we take same variable name in macro well as function? Yes, you can take same variable name and macro as well. Got the point? Yes, same variable name, things you can. Now, sir, define a macro for what? For macro, there is no memory allocated. Correct. For macro, there is no memory is going to be allocated. For macro, there is no memory is going to be allocated. Next, define a macro for what? Define a macro for what? Biggest of two numbers. Finding the biggest of two numbers. You know how to find out the biggest of two numbers, right? But now only we need to define a macro for that. Only one thing is we need to define a macro for that. Okay, let's see. Hash define big A comma B if A is greater than B. What is this if in a C language? Control statement. Printf A is greater. Will you agree? If is a control statement, else printf greater. Yes, if is a conditional non-iterative control statement. Observe, if A is greater than B, will you agree this is the macro body? This is the macro body. If A is greater than B, printf A is greater, else B is greater. Okay. Now observe. Void main one of the student is asking, can we declare the two macros with the same name? So answer is no. First macro you undef it, again you can define it if you want. Again, first macro you can undefine it, then you can declare it with the same name. Without undefining it, you can't define it. Is that point is clear? Without undefining it, we can't define it again with the same name. Observe, int I is equals to 10, j is equals to 20. Now tell me, I is equals to 10, j is equals to 20. Which is greater, I or j? J is greater. Now let's call the macro big I comma j. So what we are expecting? We are expecting output as, I'll write it. We are expecting output as j is greater. We are expecting the output as j is greater. Now let's see. Will it print J is greater, or will it print what? We'll see what happens. So we need to include the header file, right? We expected J is greater, but B is greater printed. One important property of the preprocessor I need to tell you. One important property about the preprocessor I need to tell you. This A is replaced with, observe, this A is replaced with I, B is replaced with J, but this A is not replaced with I because it is in a double quote. Now one thing I need to ask you, hash include stdio.h. What the preprocessor will do? Will you agree? Preprocessor will open this file, the content of this file, it will put it into the .i file. Will you agree? But if I put this in a double quote, preprocessor will not do any action on it. If you put this in a double quote, preprocessor will not do any action on it. Why? Because it is a string constant. So preprocessor will not do anything on it. Is that point is clear? Preprocessor will not do anything on it. So here also the same thing happening. Here A is replaced. Here I'll write it. If I is greater than J, printf A is greater, else printf B is greater. So here what happening is A is replaced with I, B is replaced with a J, but A here in the string it is not replaced. That is the reason we expected J is greater, but it is printing. We expected J is greater, but it is printing B is greater. But it is printing B is greater. So what is the solution for this? For this, one solution is one more important property of preprocessor, hash A is greater, hash B is greater. Now I need to tell you one important point. Now here A is replaced with what? Can I say I? B is replaced with what? J. Hash A means that I is converted into the string. I is greater. Now here I'll tell you what happens after the preprocessor. If A means I is greater than B, printf A means, normally A means I, right? Hash A means that I is kept in a string, double quote, is greater. Else printf hash B means what? J. Hash B means double quote J is greater. All of you are getting the point? Simply if A is there, it will replace that with I. Hash A means double quote I. That is the property, that is the behavior of this. Answer. B4 is asking one question. I need to ask one question. printf hello and hi. What is the output? Hello and hi. Hello, hi is printed. If I put comma here, in between hello and hi, if you put a comma, only hello is printed. So here also the same thing. So here also the same thing. Let me compile the code. Let me see. Is J is greater is printed or B is greater is printed? Let's see. See. Now the J is greater printed. Now J is greater printed, not B is greater. Any doubt in this particular point? What is the behavior of this? Any doubt? Just give me some time. I'll highlight it. A means hash A means what is that? You need to understand. A means I. Hash A means the same I kept in a double quote.